Greetings, I'm Tim of Govberg, and welcome to the world of Zenith. Today, I'll be your guide to the proper operation, care, and maintenance of your Zenith El Primero Tourbillon. It's important to note that at any point, you can refer to our experts at our website, govbergwatches.com, text, call, or email for step-by-step instructions in the proper handling of this timepiece. To wind the watch, this automatic winding timepiece can nevertheless be manually energized should it run down by turning the crown in its first position flush to the case in a clockwise direction. Approximately 20 to 30 turns will be sufficient to start the oscillator, and you'll note the advance of the tourbillon cage once the watch has sufficient energy to begin keeping time. Now at this point you can put the watch on your wrist, and the natural course of kinetic action on the wrist will turn the winding rotor, fully energizing the power reserve of approximately 50 hours. But should you wish to wind the watch to its full rated power reserve, simply continue turning the crown. This automatic winding watch cannot be accidentally, manually, or automatically overwound, as the bridal-style mainspring will simply slip and relieve any excess tension. When setting the watch, it's important to note that an El Primero sets time and date differently than conventional calibers. In the first position, the watch's time is set. This is different from most movements, which use the first position out from flush with the case to set the date. Simply advance to the desired time, and once the proper hour and minute are set, you'll note seconds continue to advance even while you're setting. Simply replace the crown to the position flush to the case. Now in the outermost position, the date is set. The date should only be advanced using the quick set mechanism between hours exclusive of 8 p.m. and 4 a.m., as this is the period during which the automatic jumper mechanism of the date is engaged. You'll note the date, it's a circumferential ring surrounding the tourbillon. It does have its own automatic changeover during the wee hours of the night. Be careful, never attempt to use the quick set for the date during the hours between 8 p.m. and 4 a.m., as attempting to do so will severely damage the movement. So always be cautious if you are setting the time between the hours of 8 p.m. and 4 a.m. that you don't accidentally pull the crown out to extremity and start to turn it as though this were a conventional caliber. Remember, that is the date setting position. Now it's also important to note with respect to the chronograph operation that there is a proper sequence to be followed. Always start and stop the chronograph with the pusher at 2 o'clock. And always reset with the pusher at 4. However, never attempt to reset the mechanism while the chronograph is running, as attempting to reset out of sequence without stopping the mechanism will severely damage the chronograph. There are 3 primary hazards that need to be considered with respect to the longevity and care of your watch. First and foremost is water resistance. Now this is a robust timepiece rated to 100 meters water resistance, which Zenith describes as sufficient for shallow diving, snorkeling, and submergence. However, it should be noted that while the watch is 100 meters water resistant, no leather strap is water resistant. Leather is a natural porous material that will degrade rapidly in the presence of moisture or submergence, so always swap out to a rubber or textile strap or bracelet before submerging or wetting the timepiece. Now it's important to note that 100-meter water resistance comes with some caveats. First and foremost, when the watch is submerged or there is water on the case, never use any of the functions of the crown nor actuate the pushers of the chronograph, as this can bypass the seals and introduce moisture to the interior of the timepiece. Always dry the watch completely before using any of the functions, and never ever use them while the timepiece is submerged. Furthermore, it's important to note that the crown must be in its position flush against the case, not in one of its outer setting or date quickset positions, as this will also compromise water resistance. Finally, water resistance is not a static feature of a watch, and it will ebb with time as seals dry up and lubricants degrade. Therefore, Zenith recommends water testing with an authorized dealer on an annual basis to ensure that the watch retains its factory-rated hermeticity. Now, magnetism is another significant risk to your watch, and it is in a lot of ways the silent killer. While it won't permanently damage your timepiece, magnetism affects the movement in insidious fashion. By magnetizing the hairspring within the balance wheel, a magnet will cause erratic timing of your watch, And magnets are more common in daily life than many suspect, being used in the closure of certain packages, purses, as well as wallets, speakers, subwoofers, high-powered home and office wiring looms, refrigerator doors, and of course magnetic resonance imaging equipment. If you suspect due to erratic timing that your watch has become magnetized, take it to an authorized dealer where equipment is available to quickly and easily demagnetize your hairspring. Now finally, with regard to shock, Zenith advises against wearing the watch during any impact sports such as tennis, golf, batting, or firearms marksmanship. Moreover, Zenith advises against wearing the watch during rough activities such as motorcycling or mountain biking that entail severe vibrations or shock. Finally, with respect to service, Zenith recommends a full mechanical overhaul every 3 to 5 years. This should be performed exclusively with a factory-authorized service center, as these agencies exclusively have the correct trained personnel, specialized equipment, original factory replacement parts, and the ability to endow any parts provided and work performed with a Zenith factory service warranty. Moreover, only these agencies are able to preserve the value of your watch both as an instrument and as an investment. To learn more about the proper care and usage of your Zenith El Primero Tourbillon or any Zenith timepiece, call, text, or email our experts on our website, govbergwatches.com, and they'll be happy to walk you through every phase of the ownership experience.